Hey guys, so today we're going to look into my favorites that I've used for the year. So these are my 2013 favorites. So I'm going to do this in lieu of a December favorites. So I try to stick to things that I have loved for most of the year. Some things I can't use now because, you know, it's winter and it's dry. So, but these are things that I have loved during the course of the year. Some things are new to me. Some things I tried new. Some things are the same thing as last year. I didn't go back and watch last year's because last year's wasn't cruelty free, so I knew there was a lot of bare minerals and there was a lot of, you know, there was a lot of bare minerals. So this year everything is cruelty free because of course I went cruelty free on January 1st. And here we go. So the first thing I have for favorites, my favorite facial primer this year was the e.l.f. Mineral Infused Face Primer. You can get this for $6 on islipsface.com, and it's just a clear silicone-based primer. Previously to this, my very favorite primer was the Bare Minerals Prime Time, and I actually like this better than that, and I'm just working on getting rid of what I got. So, but yes, this I like better. For eye primer, my favorite of the year. Now I have been using up a lot of stuff this year, so I didn't get to try a whole lot of new primers. I tried 2 or 3, but this is the one that stood out, and this is the POPBeauty Eye Magnet primer, and I'm using that today. That is underneath my eyeshadow, of course, and it's just a brush applicator, and it is skin toned. It's kind of beigey, and I like, my favorite kind of primers are the skin tone ones, because I wear an eye primer almost every day, even if I'm not wearing makeup. If I just put on a tinted moisturizer and a lip balm, there's some eye primer going on, even if there's no color. It's just a habit I got into because in the years before there was primer, now my eyelids are a little bit stained, so this kind of evens things out a little bit, or quite a bit. So there's that. My favorite foundation, I have actually 2. The first one I have is the one that I wore most of the year until it got cold, and I haven't tried it yet because I'm afraid. But it's a powder foundation. This is the IT Cosmetics Celebration Foundation. I have it in medium beige. And it's just a powder foundation, but it is one of the few foundations in my life that makes me flawless, and I barely need any concealer. So there's that. And then kind of a low-end favorite and a more recent favorite, I've been wearing this almost constantly for the last 4 to 6 weeks. This is the Hard Candy CC Correction Cream Broad Spectrum SPF 15, and I use that in the shade Light. And I love this. It covers everything. I barely need any concealer. Usually I just take it and dot a little bit more, you know, kind of where I need things. And the only thing that I don't like about this, and I'm sure the same problem would be with this, but especially where I'm wearing this in the winter, I have to make sure that I exfoliate very well. 2 or 3 times a week. I don't have to do it every day, but if I don't, this grabs a couple, because I have dry skin around my nose and a little here, and so it will grab that if I don't exfoliate on a regular basis. But for $8, I'm not going to complain about having to do a little bit of upkeep, so that's my favorite there. From concealer, I think this was my favorite concealer last year. I don't remember, but I remember that I started using this in 2012. This is the Palladio Herbal Treatment Stick Concealer, I think is what it's called, and I use that in the shade Light. And it's my favorite under eye concealer. I do use it sometimes on the redness and stuff, and on blemishes as well, but I really like it as an under eye concealer. Okay, and I'm referring to notes. The next thing, I don't have a powder. I have not tried any new powders. Let me change that. I haven't tried any new powders that I loved. I did try the Tarte Amazonian clay that comes in certain little sets in little, little jars with, I think it's like a pink lid, and I didn't like it. So I haven't tried any other cruelty-free powders yet, so I don't have a powder for this year. Maybe next year I'll have one. For bronzer, do I have a bronzer? I don't have a bronzer. Yet again, I have been focusing so hard on using up the Bare Minerals Skinny Tip bronzer that I have not really branched out that much into bronzer. Not into so much that I could say I absolutely love this. There's several things that I like, but if I don't use it a bunch, I don't consider it a yearly favorite. If I were, there are several things I'm sure that I have shown here and there on like monthly favorites, but I'm just focused really hard on getting that bronzer used up, and honestly I've used it almost every single day all year long, so I don't have a bronzer. Sorry. Highlighter. I can't open this because it's all cracked. Well, I can because now, well, it cracked and now it's gone. But I used this this is the Tarte Blush and Angelic. It came in the holiday kit last year, and I absolutely loved it. It was my favorite highlighter of life for the year. I used it so much, but yeah, it was almost empty, and it cracked and it fell apart, so there's that. Let's see here. So, but that was my favorite. Unfortunately, I can't repurchase it because it was limited edition. Favorite blush. I have two. I have a cream blush and a powder blush. So the first thing is, this is an old favorite. You guys have known it well, but I have worn it so much. I've worn it so much this year. This is Milani Luminoso. It's their baked blush, and you guys have seen this. I'm sure everybody, if they don't have it, they've heard about it. But this was my favorite powder blush this year. My favorite cream blush, I only tried one cruelty-free cream blush this year, but I was so impressed with it. I got it in my swap with Sarai, and if you guys haven't seen that, I will make sure to link those two videos down below to see my swap with Sincerely Sarai C here on YouTube. But she sent me quite a few lovely things. But this I have used consistently. Almost every single day. I've forced myself to stop, but I used it a lot. And so this is the Josie Maran Argan Color Stick in Spice. And it is the most beautiful, easy, slap it on. You can't make a mistake. I absolutely loved it, and I have used it. I think I stopped this week. I think I might have used it once this week, but I absolutely love it, and I don't like the smell. The smell, I did mention, smells like Carmex to me, and I don't like Carmex. You can also use it on your lips, and I have, and it's a pretty color, but I will need to put a gloss over top that has a scent to it because I don't like that scent. But it is my favorite. I love it. It is a beautiful color. It's a no-brainer, and I grab it before I think, even without makeup on. Like I'm just running out the door, and it's like, done. Okay, and for brows. If you guys have been watching me for a while, you know what I'm going to say, what I've used for brows all year, and I'm not using it. I haven't used it for 2 weeks because I'm lazy, but this is the e.l.f. Studio Single in Pebble. And it is what I've been using all year long to fill in my brows. Okay, so that will be the end of part 1 of my 2013 favorites, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day.